Lead-in and preface of The Garden of Folly. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by David Wales. The Garden of Folly by Stephen Leacock. Lead-in. This old world works hard and gets no richer, thinks hard and gets no wiser, worries much and gets no happier. It casts off old errors to take on new ones, laughs at ancient superstitions, and shivers over modern ones. It is at best but a garden of folly, whose chattering gardeners move a moment among the flowers, waiting for the sunset. Confucius, or Tutankhamun, I forget which. Preface concerning humor and humorists. I do not claim that this preface has anything in particular to do with the book that follows. Readers who desire to do so and are mean enough may safely omit either the book or the preface without serious loss. I admit that the preface is merely inserted in order to give me a chance to expound certain views on the general nature of humor and on the general aspects of the person called the humorist. There is a popular impression that a humorist or comedian must needs be sad, that in appearance he should be tall, lantern-jawed, and cadaverous, and that his countenance should wear a woebegone expression calculated to excite laughter. The loss of his hair is supposed to increase his market value, and if he is as bald as a boiled egg with the shell off, his reputation is assured. This, I think, springs from the fact that, in the past at least, people did not propose to laugh with the humorist, but at him. They laughed in an apologetic way. They considered him simply too silly. He wrung a laugh from them in spite of their better selves. In other words, till our own time, laughter was low. Our dull forefathers had no notion of its intellectual meaning and reach. The court jester, referred to haughtily as yon poor fool, was most likely the cleverest man around the court, and yet historical novels are filled with little touches such as this. The king sank wearily upon his couch. My lady, he said, I am a-weary, my mind is distraught. In faith, I am like to become as deathless as yon poor fool. Now, as a matter of fact, the king was probably what we should call in North America a great big boob, and the poor fool, if he had lived with us, would be either on the staff of Life or Punch, or at the head of a university, whichever he pleased. A generation or so ago, the idea of the melancholy humorist got a lot of corroboration from the fact that some of the best humorists of the time were in actual reality of a woebegone appearance. The famous Bill Nye was tall, mournful, and exceedingly thin, a fact which he exploited to the full. He used to tell his hearers that there had been a request for him to come to them again and to appear in broadsword combat with a parallel of latitude. The still more celebrated Artemus Ward was also of a shambling and woebegone habit. His melancholy face and feeble frame bespoke in reality the ravages of a mortal disease. The laughter that greeted his shambling appearance and his timid gestures appear in retrospect as cruel mockery. The humor of Ward's public appearance, which captivated the London of 60 years ago, is turned now to pathos. But Ward and Nye are only two examples of the melancholy comedian, a thing familiar through the ages. Yet in spite of all such precedents, and admitting that exceptions are exceptions, I cannot but think that the true manner of the comedian is that of smiles and laughter. If I am to be amused, let me see on the stage before me not the lantern jaws of sorrow, but a genial countenance shaped like the map of the world, lit with spectacles and illuminated with a smile. Let me hear the comedian's own laughter come first, and mine shall follow readily enough, laughing not at him, but with him. I admit that when the comedian adopts this mode, he runs the terrible risk of being the only one to laugh at his own fun. This is indeed dreadful. There is no contempt so bitter as that of the man who will not laugh for the man who will. The poor comedian's merriment withers under it, and his laughter turns to a sad and forced
Sample complete. Ready to continue?